Hello, everybody, and thank you for coming back to Almost Game Day. As always, I am your host, Sean Green. It's been a while since the Super Bowl. It's been about a week, so I'm so happy that you can come back and hear us just talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. We've got a couple other segments after, but I just had to get this done. I had to really talk about this. Tom Brady is the undisputed GOAT. It's official. I thought it was official years ago. But I want to take you through this journey, the story of people just assuming Tom Brady was not the greatest of all time. So back in 2014, he goes and plays the Seattle Seahawks. Again, the Seattle Seahawks won the year before. If they won now, they were starting a dynasty. They had the Legion of Boom on defense. Tom Brady goes in and beats them, gets to 4 Super Bowls. And all I hear people say is, oh, he's not better than Montana. He's not the GOAT. He's not better than Montana. Montana went 4-0. So, okay. I said, what does it need to take? What has to happen for Brady to be the GOAT in your eyes? Oh, he needs to win one more. Okay. Tom Brady goes, and he wins another one, 2016 against the Atlanta Falcons, in probably the greatest Super Bowl to ever be played. Oh, he's not the greatest. What? No, he's not the greatest yet. Okay, what makes... You just saw he was down 28-3. How is he not the greatest? Oh, he had a bunch of help. Montana's still the greatest. Okay, what does Brady need to do to win another? Oh, okay, he needs to win another one? Okay. Goes and plays the Rams. Beats them. Oh, on top of that, he went to a Super Bowl the year before against the Eagles. Didn't win, but put up a good showing. Then the next year, goes, plays the Rams, beats them. Then he says, I'm going to pick up all my stuff. I've been in the same place for 20 years. During COVID, no training camp for the most part, no really summer meetings with his guys. Brand new team, brand new scheme, brand new OC, brand new head coach, brand new city. And yet he does it again. He won another Super Bowl. I had people that over the past however many years I talked to that said, oh, Brady's not the GOAT. They texted me out of the blue and said, okay, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Like, look at these passes. Look at that pass to Gronk in the end zone. With another Gronk spike in the game. 2 touchdowns for Gronk that game. I don't know what to tell anybody anymore. All of a sudden, the last week, people have been coming. People on television, people in the street, people are on social media are saying, okay, he's the greatest of all time. How are we going to judge the greatest of all time? 7 Super Bowls. The NBA and the NFL are completely different. People are like, oh, Michael Jordan, 6 NBA titles, 6-0 going, right? He's the GOAT of basketball. Okay. It is so much more difficult to go to a Super Bowl than it is an NBA Finals. And there's no question. There's no denying that. You look at super teams in the NBA, you can easily go to a Finals. LeBron, Wade, Bosh went to the Finals in their first year. In basketball, you have your superstars. But the rest of the team can stink, and you can still make it to the Finals. Brady, you need the receiver to catch the ball. You need the offensive lineman to block you. Brady makes everyone around him better. I was having conversations with a lot of people, and there was no question. The defense played out of their minds on Sunday. There's no question. The defense played extraordinary. They played like a number 1 defense. But I was having conversations with a bunch of people, and they said, I said, the reason that defense is so good is because of Brady. And people said, Sean, that's not right. You know, the defense, Brady's not playing defense. I said, it's not that. It's what Tom does is he comes to a situation, and if I'm a rookie corner, if I'm Antoine Whitfield, safety, right? If I'm Antoine Whitfield, and I come in, and I'm a rookie, and my quarterback is Tom Brady, and you give up a 70-yard touchdown on defense and make it harder for Tom Brady, that makes you look bad. Right? Brady gets here and increases the play of everybody around him. It doesn't matter if he's playing with them on defense. He increases their play. Brady could go to the Jacksonville Jaguars right now, and I'm being dead serious. He could make that defense play like a top 5 defense because that defense doesn't want to give up the points. The defense is like, we don't want to be playing for Tom Brady stinking. We don't want to have that on our shoulders. The defense was already good, but they didn't know how to win. Now you see, all of a sudden, one of the NFL's worst franchises just won a Super Bowl. Jameis Winston, let's be real, he throws too many interceptions, but he throws the touchdowns. So why couldn't the 7-9 Bucs team with the same players, the exact same players, go to even the playoffs? Bruce Arians, Super Bowl winning coach now. Why couldn't he win a Super Bowl by himself before Brady? It's the Tom Brady effect. He is the undisputed GOAT, and it's without any question. If I hear one person come up to me and say, oh, this person's the GOAT, this person's the GOAT, you're wrong. It's not an opinion anymore. People can have opinions, right? People can say Aaron Rodgers is the greatest, athletic quarterback that you've ever seen. I could probably say that. He makes throws that Brady can't. But there's one thing that Brady has that Aaron Rodgers just does not have. It's the clutch gene. It's when the games are right there, when the games are in grasp, in the playoffs, they go get them. They turn on something. I'm sorry. Aaron Rodgers is 1 for 4 in those games. 1 for 4. He's been to 1 Super Bowl. Brady has been in the NFC for 1 season. And he already won the Super Bowl. Breeze has been in the NFC pretty much his entire career. Take out the Chargers. He's been with the Saints almost his entire career. He's been to 1 Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers, entire career with the Packers, NFC, 1 Super Bowl. Brady's the undisputed GOAT. He is. There's great quarterbacks. Peyton Manning, great quarterback. Dan Marino, great quarterback. But let's not kid ourselves here. Tom Brady is the undisputed GOAT. When we come back, I bring on Cliff Tumatel to really discuss this whole NBA All-Star situation going on. The players are unhappy. I think a lot of fans are probably unhappy too. It's almost game day. Come on back.
You're going to get an L, Sean. I've never been 0-2 in any fantasy league of records that I've been in, and it ain't going to start this week, I promise you. Projections don't mean nothing. Come back next week when you catch another L, Nick, like you've been doubting my Nuggets, okay? Just get ready to catch another L.
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, 'cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best, 'cause it is. What you say? That it's just what we need. You decided this. What you say? What did she say?
I am absolutely flabbergasted and shocked, frankly, that the Rams are the underdogs. I say the Rams win at +2.5. It's not even close. Bet the house on the Rams. The Bills lose this one. I don't know why. It confuses me. I don't know.
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, 'cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best.
The Astros are going to cry. They're going to lose in 4, and they're going to go home, and they're going to cry and think about what they've done.
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, 'cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best.
Okay, so that's wrong. And I'm going Marlins because why not? The Fish don't lose in the postseason. Represent.
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, 'cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best.
Welcome back to Almost Game Day. Like I said, we're going to be talking NBA All-Star because, like you see on the screen, it looks like the NBA and the NBPA are going to probably come to an agreement for NBA All-Star to happen this year in Atlanta on March 7th. I'm kind of shocked by the news. They've been kind of speculating this for the past week, and I remember when we were trying to figure out when this next basketball season was going to start, one of the main talking points was no All-Star game. The players need about a week of rest before they go into that second half of the season. They haven't even released the second half of the season schedule yet. But it looks like we're having an All-Star game. You've had players come out and speak very poorly of this decision, saying they need the time with their families, they need the time to rest. But it looks like we were having an All-Star game. So I thought, who better to bring on to talk about the NBA than HTF member Cliff Tumatel. Cliff, how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing great, Sean. I'm happy to finally be on your show.
Yeah, you haven't been on my show ever, I think.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. So I'm happy to have you on. Thank you for coming on. I really just want to get your opinions and your thoughts on this. As a big-time NBA fan, you, I think, one of the most people that understand how these NBA players are thinking when they're going into this long, grueling season, right? Mm-hmm. What is your opinion on the NBA kind of backtracking now and having an All-Star game?
Well, Sean, at the end of the day, the NBA is a business, and the NBA needs to make money. So I'm not surprised that they were trying their best to ensure that they're having an All-Star game this year. For the players, though, I feel so bad for them because they're going through this pandemic playing the game without any fans. There's a reason why it's called home court advantage. The fans play a factor. And without those fans and without having a short break, especially those teams who went to the playoffs and those finals, I mean, they're human beings, Sean. They have a limit. They have a mental limit. And it's unfortunate for the players that will be playing for them personally because they want to take a break from all this. I mean, this All-Star game, I myself am not really too excited about because what is the point? They need a break for at least once because, how long was the break after the NBA Finals? Not that long. I didn't even know that the NBA was releasing again until, my friend just told me about it. So I was a bit surprised, too. Barely a week's of rest, and now here we are on another season of the NBA.
Yeah, Cliff, and it's kind of surprising, right? Because they were talking going into this next season saying, we're not going to play an All-Star game. We're not, first of all, it's almost like another bubble. Think about it. The NBA has to bring these guys to Atlanta, keep them in a hotel. They don't get to go. They don't get to leave. All they get to do is on March 7th, go to the stadium. They're doing the dunk contest at halftime. They'll have the All-Star game. It's honestly ridiculous if you really think about it, right? We're having games in the NBA, and you've seen a bunch of cancellations. There's been a ton of cancellations in the NBA, and the NBA is moving along. People have talked so highly of the NBA. They talk so highly for years about how much they care about the players and what the players want. The bubble, they came to an agreement with the players to do the bubble. Then you have all of the social issues with Black Lives Matter. They really talked to the players about what they wanted to do. The NBA has been light years ahead of the NFL. What do you think this is going to cause in between the NBA with the players? Is this going to cause, a rift for a couple years to come that the NBA is saying, we're going to do the All-Star game even though you don't want to?
Well, Sean, at the end of the day, the Players Association and the league came into agreement. So we don't know what is going on the inside with the players. But in terms of creating the rift, we're in the new decade, new season, but also at the same time, the players have more power right now than the owners. I'm sorry to say this for those who think otherwise, but that is the truth. The players get to decide, and the fans fully support those players. So the rift is there, Sean, and I think after this All-Star game, it's going to continue on because we don't know who's in charge of that player association, who's the president, who's everything else within that. Because we know that Chris Paul is part of it, but there's got to be more other players around it. So we have to see as the season moves on after this All-Star game. But honestly speaking, Sean, this is a rift. And I don't know how big it's going to be, but right now I can definitely see that not many players, maybe even all of them, even agree about doing this.
Yeah, and you saw LeBron James. You're a Lakers fan. LeBron James came out and said, I'll be there. I'll be there physically. Because, again, the Players Association, like you said, came to an agreement that they'll play the All-Star game. Or they're nearing an agreement. If LeBron James comes out like he did and says, I'm not going to be there mentally. I'll be there physically because I have to, but I will not be there mentally. All these other players now are coming. How big of a voice is LeBron James in the NBA to now have all these players coming out saying they should not be having an All-Star game?
Well, Sean, LeBron is the face of the NBA for a reason. He's right now the current best player, so everything he says, the people will follow, and the players will, of course, be more spoken out after what he said. There's a reason why a lot of people like him. A lot of people like LeBron. So if he has something against it, then you can be for sure that others are going to have a problem with it. Because LeBron is mentally, I know he gets a lot of hate for this, but mentally he is a tough guy.
No,
I understand that. But like, there's going to be a point where if he says something like this, then he's reached the limit of playing an All-Star game that he thinks that doesn't have a purpose, which I agree. What is the purpose of this All-Star game? Just to go out there and dunk without fans, to have a game without fans? There was a reason why last year's All-Star game was the best. Not just because it was competitive, but also the fans were there. The fans weren't booing or cheering on for one side. They were all laser focused and cheering for both sides. So honestly, this All-Star game, I'm not excited about it at all. And LeBron James has a huge voice, and if he's like not really with it, then we don't know. For all we know, he could pull a move and just block the NBA game itself.
Yeah, and I think you said it when you started. You said the NBA needs to make money. And putting on an All-Star game, for a lot of people that don't understand, yes, there's going to be some fans in Atlanta. That's why they're bringing it to Atlanta. It's not going to be a packed, arena. There's not going to be a lot of fans, but there's going to be some fans. The NBA makes money off of their television deals. If they don't play an All-Star game, they don't make money through the television deals. That's important for the NBA because they're going to run at a loss, just like the NFL is going to run at a loss. So my biggest issue with it, Cliff, you can chime in too. My biggest issue is you're going against the wishes of the players. Now, listen, I understand. The NBA has to make money. They have to do what they have to do. But when you look at it from a logical standpoint, you've already canceled a lot of games. You haven't even had your second half schedule yet. The season probably is going to go into July, probably June, July. It's going to go past where the finals usually go. Cliff, how bad is it, for scheduling reasons especially, not giving these players this 1 week of rest? Is this going to really affect them mentally, especially going forward when you get into those playoff games, the finals, etc.?
Of course, Sean, mentally, but also physically as well. Like, these players need their rest. Like, what if a superstar, what if KD tears his Achilles again? That's, of course, going to, drop revenues for the NBA because people want to see these players ball out and have fun and go play hard. So they, need to find a way to, come to an agreement that, listen, sometimes it's not just about the money. They need to let these players rest. There's a reason why they want to watch the games, the superstars, the game itself, their favorite teams. If any of those factors, if they lose a factor in that, they're not going to just lose money, but they might even lose their players' trust in it as well.
Yeah, I have a feeling the trust is going to, there's a little trust. Everybody loves Adam Silver, but there's going to be a little trust kind of broken if they use and they go do this All-Star game. We'll see, though. I'm very intrigued. I'm very interested. I don't think the ratings are going to be that high with this All-Star game. I know, Cliff's not interested. I'm not interested in this All-Star game. It's going to be boring, in my opinion. I think, especially like Cliff said, going from last year's, you have the Kobe and Gianna Bryant game where everybody's ranked 24-2. They brought the new thing for the All-Star game where it's you have to hit a specific number to end the quarter. And they were raising money for two different charities, so whoever the number first. Last year's All-Star game was phenomenal. This year, it's so tainted that I just hope and pray that they come to some kind of agreement, like Cliff said, to where they can possibly do something else. But it looks like they're going to do an All-Star game on March 7th. Cliff, thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate it.
No problem, Sean. I'm glad. Again, I'm so excited to be in your show. It was fun.
Thank you. And you're going to be coming back soon. We got a lot of NBA the next, however many weeks, months. So you'll be coming on very soon.
Awesome. Glad to hear that.
Up next, UCF, new athletic director, and fans are rejoicing. I talk about what this means for UCF and who the next head coach might be. Stay tuned to Almost Game Day.
Things Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated chance, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I make a highlight, they gon' replay, run it back. Okay, always locked in, I don't got time to lax. Saying he the best, he could take a lap. Batted 1,000 when you check the stats. Boy, is you ready? You ain't gotta ask.
Welcome back to Almost Game Day. UCF, new athletic director, Terry Mohajir. I love this guy. Let me tell you, I was watching his press conference a couple days ago and was just absolutely thrilled that UCF hired this guy. Listen, a lot of UCF fans on Twitter, if you haven't noticed, are very hostile and very passionate about this team and about UCF athletics. There were some rumors. There were some rumors that possibly Cartwright was going to hire a guy like Stirk from Missouri. Older gentleman, and fans were not happy. There was rumors about that. Fans were like, you've got to be kidding me, Cartwright. This is ridiculous. Then a couple names come up. We never really knew who was the front runner, which I think Danny White spoke about a couple weeks ago with Tennessee, which was, I never had leaks at UCF. In my first hire here at Tennessee, I have a leak. There was no leaks about Terry Mohajir. There was none. The first leak came Monday, where they were saying he was the front runner for the job. And then it got really confirmed on Tuesday. So watching the new UCF AD, watching Terry Mohajir speak, and if you watch the press conference, and I hope you go watch his press conference, in the first 2 minutes of him talking, he got really emotional about Arkansas State. That's where he's coming from. He used to play for Arkansas State. He was AD there for so many years. He turned down so many opportunities, Power 5 jobs, to stay at Arkansas State. And he got really emotional. And you could tell he cared. He really, truly cared about the school. So for UCF fans, that shows you just how special of a job this was to come to UCF and take it. He made Arkansas State, he put them on the map. He raised a bunch of money for the school. He brought a bunch of new recruits, won a bunch of conference titles. I think he knows what he's doing, and he is the perfect fit for UCF football and UCF athletics in general. UCF is known to create waves among all the schools in the country. UCF is known for claiming a national title, even though they didn't officially win the national title, according to some. But the point is, he's coming in and he is the perfect personality person for this job. This UCF job entitles you to not apologize. Not apologize for the things that UCF does. Saying, listen, we need a home-and-home series with Florida, not a 2-for-1. We need to stay right where we are and continue to rise up. And Terry Mohajir, I believe, is the perfect choice. So congratulations to President Alexander Cartwright. What a hire. But now we go into who's he going to hire for head coach. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to throw this out there. If I'm wrong, we can make one of those, another commercial with the What You Say music where you put my face up on there saying this, and it's a big laugh, and everybody's laughing, okay? Johnny Jackson can clip it. In my opinion, and I think in most UCF fans' opinions, if Jeff Lebby is not the head coach, I'd be shocked. I'm going to say I'm 99% confident and sure that Jeff Lebby will be the next head coach of UCF football. 99% sure. I hope everybody hears that, because if I am wrong, this will be perfect for a commercial. I think most UCF fans want it. I think the players want it. And you could hear it in his press conference a couple days ago. He said he talked to the players, and he told the players not to get so set on one guy. What that tells me, the players said, we want Jeff Lebby. Go get Jeff Lebby. I don't think there's any other questions. Kevin Smith possibly coming over as offensive coordinator. one of UCF's all-time best players. I think it's a match made in heaven. To have a new AD, a new head football coach that everybody loves, and a new offensive coordinator that's a UCF legend, I think it's all a match made in heaven. I think UCF football, the past couple years, it's always been UCF football. It's always been, a top 25 football program, coming off of what Scott Frost did and then Heupel for a couple years. But I feel like the spark was kind of, it wasn't completely out, but it was dimmed. UCF football wasn't the same. Like last season, for most fans, winning 6 games is fine. For UCF fans, that's a very bad season. I think if this happens, we already have the good AD. But if we can get Jeff Lebby from Ole Miss and Kevin Smith from Ole Miss, I'd be scared to play UCF. I'd be very, very scared. So let's see. Next week, we might be talking about the new head coach on my show. We will see. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Almost Game Day. As always, follow me, follow HTF on all socials. We really appreciate it. And again, we have shows every single day. So hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. We really appreciate it. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. This has been Almost Game Day. I'm Sean Green. See you next week, guys.